Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Tony's Review. Today we're covering yet another film by Robert Rodriguez. Yeah, why not? He's an imaginative guy with a great storytelling skills, but this time he's in collaboration with Frank Miller and a little help from Quentin Tarantino. This is the one-of-a-kind Sin City. Let's get started. Sin City was absolutely groundbreaking when it was initially released. Based off Frank Miller's graphic novel of the same name, Robert Rodriguez, Quentin Tarantino, and Frank Miller collabed to direct this iconic film. Sin City explores the dark, miserable, and crime-riddled town of Basin City, detailing the stories of three different people, all involved in deep, violent corruption. Starting with Hartigan, a cop that risks his life to protect a girl named Nancy from a crazy, deformed pedophile.
We need to get out of here. Break this second.
Marv, a muscular brute in search of the person responsible for the murder of his beloved Goldie.
I've been framed for murder. The cops are in on it.
And last, Dwight, a man sick of the corrupt law enforcement of Sin City, who takes the law into his own hands after a very grave mistake.
Helpless little girls.
You see, before there was an MCU, or at least as big as it is today, there was this comic book adaptation. Rodriguez took this style directly out of the graphic novel and put it on the big screen. The visuals, the dialogue, the cast, and the action is really what brought this film to life. As a kid, this was an absolute dream come true and really brought out the inner nerd out of any comic admirer. Sin City is a definite must-see, being a one-of-a-kind with amazing visuals. So if you have not seen Sin City, you better jump on it because you're really missing out. So, spoiler alert, you've been warned. So one of the big aspects of this film is definitely the cast. It is so extensive. There are so many big names in this film, which also makes it so cool. Starting off with Bruce Willis playing the role of Hartigan. We have Mickey Rourke playing as Marv. Clive Owen playing Dwight. Michael Madsen as Bob. Jessica Alba playing Nancy. Benicio del Toro playing the role of Jackie Boy. Rosario Dawson playing the role of Gale. Josh Hartnett playing the role of The Man. The beloved Brittany Murphy, and may she rest in peace, playing Shelley. And we got Elijah Wood playing the role of Kevin. So as I've done in the past, I've normally done the top 3 moments of a film, but considering this film has 3 very different compelling stories, I decided to just touch on that. So here are the 3 stories of Marv, Dwight, and Hartigan. I'm gonna start with the number 3 story of Sin City. I decided to go with Marv's story. So this is Marv and Goldie's murder. So Marv is this badass dude who just gets wrapped up in a twisted scenario. After a night of lovemaking, Marv awakes to find his love interest Goldie murdered while they slept. After a sudden arrival of the police, he now knows he's just been framed. With ease, he takes out the police and a search begins to find out who and why his beloved Goldie was murdered in the first place. Marv kills countless people to get to the bottom of this, eventually leading him to a cannibal named Kevin and the Cardinal who arranged the murder of Goldie. Marv's journey was exciting and kept you wondering what was going to happen next. There was tons of blood and gore, but I never thought it would lead to cannibalism. I love the fact Marv finally got what he wanted and fulfilled his revenge. Unfortunately, it took him to confessing to both the murders of Kevin and the Cardinal. Plus, he had to add on all of the victims of Kevin the Cannibal to his charge, which is pretty messed up. But what's cool is that it not only took 1 electrocution to finally silence Marv, it took 2. That's badass. And for the number 2 story I decided to go with is actually how the film started and ends. This is the story of Hartigan and Nancy. So this story is in 2 parts, which is cool because it separates 2 different time eras. Initially, Hartigan is this aging policeman with a bad heart. He's in search of an 11-year-old Nancy who's in danger of being murdered and perhaps raped by the senator's son, Rourke Jr. He's able to catch up with the murderer, injuring him profusely, but in turn is betrayed by his own partner, Bob. Shot numerous times, he is left unconscious with the comfort of Nancy's safety. Hartigan survives his injuries, but is left with an ultimatum to keep Nancy safe and alive. The senator demands certain action due to his son's injuries and transformation. Hartigan later has to serve jail time to protect Nancy and his loved ones. Given a reason to believe Nancy's in trouble, he confesses to all charges, which gets him released to try and help Nancy. But it was all a setup to get Hartigan to reveal where Nancy was in the first place. which brings Rourke Jr., aka the Yellow Bastard now, back into the picture to finally try and subdue Nancy. Hartigan's story was very gritty and dark and riveting, but showed extreme compassion amongst characters. I love the will and extremes that Hartigan takes in order to protect his interests. There is one line I'll always remember when it comes to this film that ultimately makes up this character of Hartigan.
An old man dies. A young woman lives. Fair trade. I love you, dear.
So sad, yet poetic. Loved it. And last but not least, the number one story I found most intriguing was the story of Dwight. This is Dwight's mistake. So Shelly is a barmaid with an abusive ex-boyfriend named Jackie Boy, deciding to come over to her apartment with an entourage of his friends, unknowing that her current boyfriend, Dwight, is inside. Dwight, disgusted with Jackie Boy's action, makes an example out of him. He decides to flee with his friends and head to Old Town to cause even more problems. Dwight decides to follow and pursue them and watch as they harass a young prostitute named Becky. Little do they know, Gail, the head prostitute, is also watching. After Jackie Boy threatens Becky with a gun, the girls make their move, killing all of Jackie Boy's friends and severely injuring him. Jackie Boy is eventually killed, but come to find out, he was a prestigious police officer. This could ultimately end the truce with the police and Old Town, so Dwight and the girls must do all they have to conserve the peace. I love the unexpected twist in the performance of these actors. It was fun and interesting and kept viewers engaged. There was actually even a scene where there's a hallucinatory conversation that Dwight has with Jackie Boy when he's dead in his passenger seat. This entire scene was actually shot by Quentin Tarantino, which I thought was pretty cool. Fun fact. But I love Dwight's character. He's smart, he's clever, he's cunning, he's cool, he's really suave. I think that was really cool, really made his character. That's what I enjoyed about this story. Together, these three stories made a very compelling film. It was the first of its kind and really defined the work of Robert Rodriguez. Sin City will always go down as a classic in my book because it's really hard to match the standards of a film like this. Well, that's a wrap, folks. I really hope you enjoyed my review of Sin City. This was actually my 10th and last required video for my channel for class. I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing it or not. It just depends on y'all. If y'all wanna keep seeing them, let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the bell to be notified of my next video. It has been fun, and I couldn't have done it without y'all. Thanks again for everything, and hope to see you guys soon. So till then, thanks a lot.